My mother was 17 when she held me in her arms, thinking that this is the only one in the world who loves me. You see, my mother was young once too, but her dreams did not come true. Her mother survived on a whisper and moan, and she carried the weight of the family alone. Her father stole their savings to take a northern route, and that day, all the lights in her little world went out. She beat on the door, hurting her hand, till her cries could be heard from a house on the land. Her mother was nowhere to answer the call, as the social worker stood and waited the hall. The caseworker's mission was simple, so clear, but took my mother from everything she held dear. She was walked through a door that felt heavy and gray, and found herself trapped at the end of the day. The strangers who lived there were harsh and unkind. They taught her the worst of what people could find. Blunt words that bludgeoned and blows that struck left a little girl all alone with her heart in the muck. Yet for as long as she was there, still her mother did care and fought for her daughter with all that she dared. And she let them know what motherhood meant, made them see more than a woman incompetent, that somehow she'd still make rent, even as she swore to take her daughter everywhere she went. A probation proposed, a deal was made, and her mother agreed to whatever they bade. Her daughter was returned, but their money was gone, so she made the decision for them to leave at dawn. As my mother watched the gray signs of the highway roll past, she began to learn that no place was intended to last. The next 7 years were a blur of schools changing, and no time to make friends meant no need for explaining where or how they managed to live, or what for work her mother did, nor why she seldom bothered to learn the names of every new man her mother would claim. Once her mother became lost in a haze of drink and high, a party that stretched her days while the weeks slipped by. So my mother, homeless at 11, left to find her way, and another stranger's call brought the system back to stay. 3 more years lost, till nearly 15 she was freed and was handed back to parents who'd long since ceased to see. A brief winter romance, gone before the thaw, left her 16 and carrying what no one yet saw. But her mother drew near, laid a hand on the curve, and the weight of her failures stared back without words. "End it now," she urged in a storm of despair. "A child will only bind you, drag you nowhere. I was your warning, not a map to repeat. Break from my shadow. Don't you follow my feet." Words clashed like thunder, and tears fell like rain. Grandmother's pleas born of her own pain. We left for Kentucky, just us on our own, seeking roots in soil where stability might be grown. Wars bore his rage, holes punched clean through the plaster, doors slammed like gunshots, each echo a disaster. He'd been the only father my small world had named, then divorce stripped the title and left me unclaimed. He sneered like a stranger, "You're not mine, never were, just a smudge on my life that the ink's gonna blur." Mom walked from that wreckage with a tear in her eye. Yet the next road she took still darkened our skies. We moved to the country when I was just 7, a weathered old house far from a slice of heaven. No running water, just buckets we'd haul, and baths we'd take once a month in lake shower stalls. A bathroom pail we emptied every other day. It might have been gross, but it was the only way. Drinking from faucets where dignity shrinks, milk jugs refilled in gas station sinks. A child sees the world through innocent eyes, but growing confronts the unspoken wise. Other kids bathe, their clothes fresh and clean, while I carry the stench of what couldn't be seen. But school was the first place I'd ever tasted a lunch. A tray of warm food, it seemed like so much. Our worlds were divided, their plenty, my lack, rifts running deep like a permanent crack. Kids cheered for the weekends, for snow days unplanned, but I hated my home, and no one could understand. A grown man who leached off his mother's thin thread, never a job, never earned our bread. My mother, the fighter, took wheels to the road, trucking for dollars, bearing the load. She wouldn't come home for weeks at a time, leaving me exposed to his illogically cruel mind. Grounded for nothing, no reason he'd name, weeks at a time trapped in his game. No book to escape, no whisper aloud, just staring at cracks, my thoughts in a shroud. Sleep came with dread, knowing tomorrow the same, a cycle of nothing, fueling the flames. She missed my younger years in that chase for the gold, poor choices that bound us and stories retold. Yet glimmers appeared beyond my family's cage. Kind souls in my life, turning page after page, gave me my first job, small tasks for fair pay, taught me to tie ties, to shave the right way. A shower once weekly in their welcoming space, clean water and kindness, a brief saving grace. At 15 they whispered, our doors always wide. If home turns too heavy, come here and confide. My resentment had taken root, like the weeds in our yard. A fire inside, it grew sharp and scarred. At 17, the blaze refused to subside. His slap shattered glasses, and the last of my tolerance died. No lenses to focus, just blur in my sight. But I turned from that prison with all of my might. They took me in, those mentors so true, helped me stand tall and chase horizons anew. College unfolded, a new ladder to climb, but chaos descended, halting all in its rhyme. 30 days from the streets, but no defeat in my veins. I funded my flight from my story of pain. SoCal called, a friend's open door, 6 months by the waves, rebuilding my core. Telemarketer calls honed my voice and nerve. Graveyard shifts taught me what more in life I deserved. Pizzas flipped fast, patrons from every land. I learned Hindi, Mandarin, Tagalog firsthand. Amid the shifting roles, in a chance I didn't plan, I met my true love from a distant span. She taught me how to drive, sealed the cracks in my heart. COVID stole our jobs, but I turned the loss into art. The video I made pulled the school from the edge. A tech grant arrived like a life-saving pledge. From there I quit the safe shores and embraced the unknown. Worked for the beast of the screen where my talents were shown. Now 34 years strong, a home owned, our business thrives. The table is full and abundance provides. Oh mother, I know you watched me grow, and you often told me what I needed to know. Oh son, you sighed, your father never knew. Though living in the moment is never hard to do, after taking a chance, you've got to follow through. Because love is so much more than a heart that just won't mind every line being redrawn and crossed every time. Than every fool that falls for being wined and dined, than every moment you could spend wishing to rewind. So stay true, my son. Don't be part of our family's pantomime. Look for something real, build something strong, and stay on that grind. Mom, like you at 17, I made my stand. You bore me young, accepting fate's hand. Your mother before me, trapped in the same. Children too early, echoing shame. Oh, I've listened to your heart and the sad song it sings. Fall far, far from the tree. That's what you once sang to me. But here I stand, twice the age you started. First child arriving and no cycles imparted. Wife at my side, our daughters blooming this spring. A life rebuilt rich, where joy takes wing. Oh mother, in me I see echoes of you. The fighter's resolve, the grit we both knew. From the hard paths you've walked, I've learned to steer true. Your trials were my compass, guiding me through. Fall far from the tree, we've rooted this field, where hardship composts and the harvests yield. And I'll be damned if I don't remember the words that you spoke to my dreams as though they were yours.